Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be doing some research on YouTube about how to start selling online, right? You want to figure out how do you sell products on the internet? How do you sell a digital or physical product online to people all over the world, make sales, generate a commission so that you can start to generate income online? Well, we're going to talk all about that in this video today. And if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I always come up with content on YouTube about how to create more freedom using the power of the internet. So if you're not subscribed, consider smashing that subscribe button, all right? So let's jump onto my little brainstorming tool right here, and we're gonna talk all about how to start selling online. Now, the first question that you need to ask yourself is, do you have your own product, or are you just getting started from scratch? That means you have no idea what you're doing, you're just coming online now, and you want to figure out how to sell stuff, or you already have your own product. It doesn't really matter. We're going to cover both things right now, okay? So the question you have to ask yourself is your product physical or digital? Okay, now if it is a physical product, then you want to do something called drop shipping. So whether you have your own product or you don't have your own product yet, it doesn't matter, but you're thinking to yourself, I want to sell a physical item. That means you want to sell an iPhone, you want to sell calculators, you want to sell a fidget spinner, you want to sell teddy bears, you want to sell pencil cases, you want to sell shavers, right? You want to sell drones, okay? Whatever it is, as long as it's a physical item that needs to be manufactured in a factory, you need to do it via something called drop shipping. Now, drop shipping, all it is when you create a store using a software called Shopify. And I'm just going to pull up Shopify in a second here. Just give me 1 second. Shopify. Okay, can't see it right now, but you can see it on my screen, right? It's really, really simple. This is the website for Shopify, all right? Now, 1.7 million businesses worldwide have set up with Shopify. And that is how you create a store online to sell a physical item like, a lavalier mic or, a ring light or a camera or a printer or whatever it is, okay? And then what you need to do then is you need to, just let me come back here. You need to, first of all, build the store, and then you need to house the item on that store, right? Now, a lot of the time, the great thing is if you have your own physical product, then all you need to do is just stock that physical product, and when somebody buys it from your store, you mail it to them in the mail, right? But if you don't have your own product, what dropshipping teaches you how to do is you have to go out there and you have to find a supplier that will supply you tons of iPhones or tons of calculators, right? Or tons of glasses or fidget spinners or whatever it is. You do a deal with them, you charge the people who land on your store a little bit more, and that is the revenue that you make for every item that you sell. So that's called dropshipping, okay? Now, if you had a digital product, for example, and you're like, well, Aaron, I've got a course that I want to sell. So maybe you are an expert in a particular topic, right? So maybe you're a lawyer and you want to sell, a training program that's going to teach people a little bit about law, right? A specific part of law. Or maybe you are, a personal trainer and you understand how to get six-pack abs for guys. So you want to put a program together. Or maybe you already have a program, right? You've got a digital course that you want to sell. Then what you have to do is you have to create a funnel and you have to put it on the internet, house it on what's called a membership website, okay? And then you can choose between a few different types of funnels that you can sell from, all right? So it just depends on how you want to sell your product. And a digital product for you, if you don't really know, is when you're basically providing someone with a piece of information that they can use to help them solve a problem, right? So learning how to make money from home, learning how to generate leads on Facebook, learning how to pick up a guy or a girl, right? In real life, build a relationship, how to become more spiritual, how to motivate yourself to do better in business, how to run faster, how to have a better golf swing, how to lose weight, how to get six-pack abs, how to fall in love. I mean, there's so many things that people are willing to, pay good money for to learn through different training programs online, right? So there are a few different ways that you can build out a digital funnel, right? If you're selling a digital course, you can use something called the bridge funnel. Okay, now a bridge funnel is basically when somebody lands on your website and you add lots of value before they actually see the sales page of whatever you're trying to sell. So with this particular sales funnel, what you're doing is you're giving a lot of value up front and you're asking for the sale last, right? It's very effective. I use bridge funnels mainly inside of my business. That's one way of selling, okay? So that's if you want to sell something that's not too expensive, it's anywhere between $50 and $100. That's a good starting point for a bridge funnel, okay? Now a webinar, and you've probably heard of a webinar, all it is it's an online presentation. It's when you invite someone to come to a 2-hour to 3-hour presentation where you're going to train them a little bit on a particular topic, and then at the end, you make an offer, okay? Now, generally speaking with webinars, you should be charging a little bit more, because if you're going to be spending time with someone on a presentation for 2 or 3 hours, and by the way, you can do this live or you can do it pre-recorded. So it's up to you how you want to structure that business, right? But basically, the price point for webinars to sell your products should be around at least $1,000 to about $3,000. Okay, this is where a webinar is really good. A bridge funnel is a little bit less. So this is from like $50 to $100, generally speaking, right? Now, so that's a webinar, right? So you're giving lots of value, you're spending a lot of time with them, live or pre-recorded. You train them, and right at the end, the last 30 minutes, you make an offer, and some people will say yes, and some people will say no, and that's kind of how it works, right? And then you deliver your digital product or your digital course to them. Another one is something called free plus shipping, okay? So basically, you send it to them, and this could be like a physical product, like a book, for example. So you send them the book, you pay for shipping, and then you upsell them into another digital course, right? And so this could be something like $14.95 for your book, and then you would you give them the book for free. They would pay for shipping, and then you would upsell them into a digital training program like a mastermind or a video training program or something like that for a little bit more than obviously $14.95, in $200, $300, $400, $500, and then you upsell them in a process. Okay, self-liquidating, all that means is it starts really cheap. Okay, so that means your product might be like something like $7, and then it has like an upselling process. So then if anybody that buys a $7 product, they get presented with maybe a $100 product, and anybody who buys a $100 product might be offered a $500 product, and anyone who buys a $500 product might be offered a $1,000 product. Okay, so self-liquidating offers are great, especially if you're spending money on paid traffic. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Google search or Bing and you're spending money on ads, a self-liquidating offer will help you to pay off some of that ad revenue that you're spending money on. So these are the 4 different funnels, and there's some other funnels as well, but these are the main ones that you can use if you are deciding to sell a digital product on the internet. All right, now it doesn't matter if you have your own program or you don't have your own program. If you have your own program, then you want to get plugged into something like this straight away. If you don't have your own program, there's a lot of different networks that you can check out. So one of the big ones inside of the digital space is one that's called ClickBank. Okay, so I'm just gonna come onto ClickBank right now. And ClickBank is a huge marketplace. You can choose tons of different digital products that you can just pick and choose in any niche market you want. Golfing, tennis, love, dating, spirituality, motivation, make money from home, cryptocurrency, health and fitness, you name it, they've got it. Okay, so you might want to check that out if you're deciding to sell a digital product and you don't already own one, right? So let's come back to this, and okay, so now you've decided, all right, you know that you're either going to sell a physical or digital product. If it's physical, you have to do a drop shipping method using Spotify. And if you're going digital, you have to choose one of those funnels and you have to build it out. By the way, if you want to build out a sales funnel, there is a great tool that you can use, and I'm just going to come back here again, called ClickFunnels, okay, that you can use that will help you to build out your pages. Right? So ClickFunnels is a great one, but you don't necessarily need to use ClickFunnels. There's a lot of different page building softwares that you can use, and all you need to do is type out funnel building software, and Google will give you a nice little list of all the different funnel building softwares that you can use. Look at this, top 5 best sales funnel software tools, right? I haven't even had a look at this, so this is the first time I'm actually just Googling it, but I'm sure that they'll give you a few pretty good names here, right? So number 1 is ClickFunnels, which is the example I showed you, right? But it's not just ClickFunnels. There's a lot of other ones like, okay, so they give a full review, which is pretty cool, right? Another one's Kartra. I also use Kartra. I use Kartra to house all my membership websites, okay? So Kartra is another really big one. I'm just going to show you a couple more and then we can move on. Kajabi is a really, really big one, right? And all of them range from between $100 to $300 per month, okay? Just so that you know. Another one is, let's see, Thrive Themes, okay? Thrive Themes is a little bit more difficult because I think you have to use WordPress as a foundational tool, which is quite clunky, okay? And then the other one is called Keep, that was previously called Infusionsoft, okay? But I would probably go with ClickFunnels or Kartra. They're probably the best for you to use for now if you decide that you want to build out some sort of sales funnel. And the great news is a lot of these guys have templates that you can just grab and use and just modify, which is so easy, right? Now, the next thing is once you've got your sales funnel and you want to start selling, well, you need to find the right people to come to your pages. Whether you're doing a physical product on Shopify or you're building out a digital product program and you're trying to sell digital courses and you're using a page building software like ClickFunnels or Kartra, right? You need to get traffic and leads. So the question is where do you find these people? All right. Well, the beauty about the internet is that there's so many places that you can find a targeted audience for your specific product. Okay. So whether you're selling drones, or you're selling cameras, or you're selling printers or laptops or glasses, or you're selling a training course on weight loss, or you're teaching someone how to learn how to do photography or learn how to make money from home, whatever it is, you can find all of your traffic on social media. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, there's so many different great social media websites where you can learn to drive targeted attention towards your product. Okay, the next one is pay-per-click network. So Facebook is a great example. I do apologize if you hear this thundering. It's about to storm here in KL. Yeah, that's what's going on outside. But pay-per-click networks like Facebook is a great pay-per-click network, right? YouTube is a great pay-per-click network. TikTok has its own advertising network right now. So you can go on there, pay for ads, and pay for attention for people to see your stuff. Display networks are very similar. The only difference is that they're not seeing like a video, or they're not seeing, a little piece of content. They're actually seeing like a banner ad. Those picture ads, that's a display network. Okay, so Google's got a great display network. There are a couple of other great display networks out there. Some big ad networks, right? So for example, if you went to a website like, let me see, USA Today. Okay, and on USA Today is a big news website, right? Now, right on the bottom of USA Today, if you were to be on this website, there is a place for them to have ads. Sorry, my internet's a little bit slow, but if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there is a space where people actually post a lot of ads like these right here. Okay, now these are basically done by ad networks, right? So if you wanted to advertise about VPN, for example, if you had like a dating site, look at that, right? If you had a restaurant, if you had a farm game or something like that, or you were like a game network, you can literally do anything, and you can advertise on some of the biggest news websites in the world using ad networks. Okay, so it's very, very cool. And if you want to find some of the biggest ad networks, just go to Google and type out ad network. Influencer networks, podcast networks, literally there's so many different ways to find a targeted audience for your stuff. And that's really how you start selling online, right? Now, here's the final thing, okay? This is all great and good, Aaron, right? But ultimately what you really need if you want to start selling online is you need to find the right program. You need to invest in a program that will teach you step by step how to really sell online in detail. Now, I've given you the 30,000 foot view on the different things that you can go after if you want to sell online. And it's not that difficult, but you have to find the right program. You have to find the right mentor based on whether you want to go the drop shipping route or you want to sell digital products, okay? I specialize in digital products. I just think that they're the best things to sell, right? You don't have to create them in a factory. You don't need manpower to build it, so it was not affected during the coronavirus. You can charge either very cheap or very expensive. The profit margins are very high. It's very easy to scale, and people get to download their digital course immediately. They don't have to wait for it in the mail, all right, which is amazing, right? So what you really need to do is once you've decided whether you want to sell physical or digital, you need to invest in a program. So you need to learn from the best in that field. Look, if you wanted to become a brain surgeon, you're gonna go to medical school, right? You're not just gonna jump on YouTube and find some brain surgeon videos on how to operate on a brain, right? YouTube's great and good, and there's a place for YouTube videos. But if you really want to learn this stuff, you need to go to quote unquote school to learn how to sell it and do it properly. Does that make sense, right? And then the thing is, you need to not be afraid to invest. Okay, I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars on my skills to learn how to sell online. Now, does that mean that you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or even tens of thousands of dollars? No, as long as you get into the right program. So it is important for you to do your research, do your homework, and don't be afraid to invest, because all great entrepreneurs have spent a lot of income on their education, right? And the great thing about investing in your education is that nobody can take that away from you. Remember, when you learn something and you invest in your skill set, nobody can take that away from you, and it becomes an asset. That's really important, right? It's an asset that will allow you to continue to generate income for yourself day in and day out, and which is why it's really, really important to be willing to invest in your skills. The third thing is that you got to be patient, okay? When it comes to selling online, this is a real skill. It's a real business, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. So if you decide to learn this whole skill of selling things online, whether it's a physical or digital product, number one, I'm going to tell you that It is one of the best decisions that you'll ever make because it's one of the best ways to generate income, especially in the world that we live in right now. I think everybody knows that everyone is starting to virtualize their income. So if you're not virtualizing your income on the internet, you're missing a trick. You're missing the boat. All right. So now is the time to invest in your online selling skills and then be patient because it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take you at least 3, 6, 12, 24, 36 months before you start to really build a real income. But ask yourself this question: will it be worth it if it could completely change your life? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. If you can learn to make an extra $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 a month inside of your life, how would that change your life? I'm sure the change would be pretty dramatic, right? So absolutely, it is worth it, okay? And then give your business the time it needs to grow and bring you results, right? It kind of, ties in with being patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. The restaurant business, if you were to start a restaurant, it would take you a minimum of 12 months before you broke even. That's the industry standard. And I don't know if you know this, but 90% of restaurants that start offline, right, they close within the first couple of years of operating, right? So again, this is normal. The beauty about the online world is that it's so low risk. It's faster, it's less expensive, you need less infrastructure and resources to get started, and you can do it on the side. You can't build a restaurant on the side, but you can build an online skill and an online business on the side. I hope it makes sense, and you can keep chipping away at it until it brings you, the golden goose at the end, right? And that's kind of where you should be targeting from. All right. So just to wrap it up, these are the 3 things that you need to understand about selling online. You need to decide: are you going to sell a physical or a digital product? Once you've decided on whether it's going to be physical or digital, you have to use the right software and the right sales funnels in order to sell. And then you need to find the right traffic and leads and audience to see and find your stuff online. And then you need to find the right program to learn how to do all this stuff step by step. I highly recommend that you do that, okay? Now, first of all, I'd like to know what you thought of this video, right? Did you get some aha moments, okay? Are you like, okay, Aaron, that sounds really good. I'm interested to start going, right? So I'd like to know in the comment section, what are some of the aha moments that you had? If you got some value from this video today, would appreciate some thumbs ups. And if you're like, well, Aaron, what do I do now, right? I'm ready to rock and roll. How do I find the right program? So there's 2 things that you can do, right? If you want to get a free training program where I'm going to show you how to get really good at selling digital courses, you can just click the link directly below this video. It's the first link. Go ahead and enter your email address on the next page, and I'll send you a copy of this workshop. It's super detailed, all right? So keep your eye on your email, your inbox, and your spam folder. It's super valuable. The second step, if you're like, Aaron, I love this stuff, I'm just ready to work with you, right? If you're ready to work with me straight away, click on the second link, right? I've got my own program where I go into this in super detail, literally like painfully, step by step, over the shoulder. Do this, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, step 4, do this. It's one of the most incredible, training programs that I've created to date, right? If you want to check that out, you're ready to work with me, click on link number 2, okay? So completely up to you. You can either get on the workshop for free, or you can check out my program if you want, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Whatever you decide to do, you need to go down this road. Selling online is one of the best skills that you will learn for the rest of your life. It will literally pay your you can write your own paycheck pretty much forever, right? It's one of the most highly sought after skills, especially in the world that we live in right now. So you need to you owe it to yourself to learn how to sell products on the internet. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you very soon on another video. Take care. All the best.